I have started with Python to start with. Then in my engineering itself, I have like had this probability and statistics and the maths part and all. It's like very well covered in my engineering. So I started brushing up those things, the whole math part, like probability, statistics, and all. And then like a Python, like complete Python, advanced Python. Until that I have done. And once this basic part is done, then I started learning like some data visualization one. So this is like a very basic to start with. Once I'm good with the Python and all data analytics part, then I jumped into machine learning. And then once I completed my machine learning, I have learned deep learning and then like computer vision. So then I started applying for internships. So if somebody is like doing now at this point, so what I tell is like be patient. That I can tell, because some people, like I know few people had approached me, like they like 1 month I prepared, I didn't get internship. 2 month I prepared, I didn't get internship. It will not happen. So we have to be, if we choose this path, we have to be patient enough. If we are like if you are seeing salary and we are coming to data domain, if we are like because it's on boom, we are coming like that particular person is coming into data domain, then I think going with the time they will be demotivated and they will be like switching their like job or again, or otherwise they will be like no, it's not having like it's not working with us.
Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to another podcast. So we have our guest Anusha with us. So she has done actually engineering in electronics and communication, right?
Yes.
And after that, she is working in Emplay as a data scientist. So let's know more from Anusha itself. So hi Anusha, welcome to the podcast first of all.
Hi. Yeah, thank
Hi.
you. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, please tell us about your education background and then how did you manage to switch to data domain
Yeah.
being from engineering background?
Yes, actually, it's a story to tell about. To start with, I have done my engineering from a state university. So it's a state financial university. So after I done my engineering, it's like in 2018 I have done my engineering. So what happened is like everybody in there final year they will get into placements and they will get into like software engineering and all, right. So what happened is like in my first year itself I have thought like I will be doing UPSC exam like many other will do. So I thought I'll be giving UPSC exam, and then like in my final year, like I didn't go for placements itself. I have joined the institute, like a very reputed institute I have joined, and I have like started preparing for UPSC, and like I have worked so hard. And then what happened is like in 2019 I have given, and GS I have cleared, and aptitude like I was short of 1 mark, so I didn't clear at that time. So that was the period of hollowness. Like I was topper in my school and all. So for being that, and like after fast forward 1 year, I could not able to clear. That made into like a hollowness in my career thing. So what happened is like then like I used to be in Bangalore that time. So I got introduced, like some of my friends told there is some edtech startup that had started, and like if we solve some of the questions, so per question they will like pay us. So then we thought like okay, it will cover our like a PG expenses and all. Then I started like solving questions from them for them, like the UPSC. So we thought like it will go in a parallel. So this happened until 2020, and then the whole world stopped and COVID came. So that particular time, this particular like UPSC exam had like every other exam, so it got postponed. So again, it's like I don't know, but by that time I thought something is not working out well. And in that edtech startup itself, like there is like a data science team which is very big, so they are solving very good problems and all. So I got introduced to some of my friends that were there, like okay, they are in the like data science domain and all. And then I asked them, like, okay, what are the skills needed for being a data scientist? Then they told me, okay, you have to learn this, and they're like, this is the path you have to go through. Then I thought, okay, this exam is being postponed. So I don't know what to do now. So I was like in a cross path because I prepared for that exam for so long, and in first attempt I cleared like GS. So I thought like I should do this or this. So, and that particular, like when I'm taking chance of data science, I have discussed it with my family and with my friends, and like my mother told me only one thing, like until now we have encouraged you, we will encourage now also. So like go ahead, do whatever you want. Then I thought like even my friends told me if you're going into data science domain, then it will never come, like you cannot go into exam like UPSC exam and also this or that, only one chance you have. Then 1 month or 2 months I have taken, I have thought so much about it, because I have to leave that whole life behind and I have to start afresh. So that's like a big challenge for me. And in after 2018, like after my engineering, I didn't touch that subjects. So it's like a 1.5 years, like 2 years by that time. So I completely, all the things had vanished from my mind. So it's like a complete a fresh start for me. So yeah, I thought like okay, this is not working out, I will like definitely want to try this data science. And like I started like talking with them, so what are the problems you solve, and like, and when they told what are the problems they solve and all, it started fascinating for me. Acha, okay, now I got interested in this, I will start learning. And then like, but we have to have one mentor to guide us. So I have my friend as a mentor, like that person is a data scientist in very good company, you know. So that person had given me the whole like structure. Okay, you have to learn this and this, and like I have like whatever the path that person had given me, I have just followed it. Yes. So that's how like from being from college to like that's like data science. Yeah, that's how I got
Correct, correct.
interested.
So like I also came across many student, like those who were into preparations for UPSC for not just 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So I used to even tell them the same thing, right? So
Yes.
if you are preparing, first positive thing is if you're prepared for UPSC, you can do anything,
Exactly. Like we
right?
will get that resilient. We will be like studying for 16 hours, 17 hours almost. Like many of the time, if
Correct,
exam is approaching, like we will study more and more, and without distraction and all will be very less. So we can sit at that time and like we have to complete this. We will complete this. Yeah, that is
correct.
helping me even now actually.
Correct, correct. So those who are prepared for UPSC can do anything. That is my belief, and I can see in front of me.
Yeah.
Correct. So even I used to tell many learner the same thing. Okay, but now I see someone sitting in front of me. Very true. Like whatever example I used to set for them. Nice, nice meeting you with such kind of background. Okay. So, like, when you started your preparations for data science domain, right?
Yes.
Your
Yes.
upskilling part.
Yes.
So, what were the basic challenges you started facing?
Yeah, one challenge I already told you, because I have this 2 years gap by that time. So all the basics that I learned from my college had vanished out. So to start with the basic, it's like when I started like very small Python problems itself, I used to like, oh, what is happening? I'm not understanding anything. That is the biggest challenge to start with. Like many people have like with me also, along with me some people had thought like okay we will, because that is the time actually like 2019 is the time when data science started booming up. So many people
Correct.
along with me had started jumping into data science, but like those people to start with only, they are like okay this might not be happening with us, it's very tough to start with. So that starting problem, if we like okay we can do this, that like that comes within us, then yes it's like very good, from that like journey will start. So yes, that is the biggest challenge anybody can have who have that gap. And then after that like, yeah, once we get into, and then like if we are self studying, right, so having that consistency will be the biggest challenge, because we are like alone. So nobody's competing with us. It's like 1 hour we study, 2 hour we study, like one project. It will take infinite time. It's like, oh, I'm not doing, and like, okay, tomorrow we can do, tomorrow we can do. that consistency and to start with are the biggest challenges when I started with the data science actually.
Correct, correct. So there is no one to, like guide or help or clear the doubts. And that is the reason where we lose the interest of, okay, today it's fine, tomorrow we'll do.
Exactly.
Correct.
When
So that
like when
scenario,
studying, that problem will be coming because we have no one to compete with us. If we have somebody else like competing with us, like, oh, that person had like completed this project, I have also to complete. Why am I being idle? I should complete. That compete my like completeness will not come if you are self studying. So that is the biggest
correct,
challenge we have to.
correct, correct, correct. So basically, yeah, true point. Like if there is no one to compete, or we compare like how much he has done or she has done and how much I have done. है So we feel like, okay, whatever I have done is only the perfect one. है so that is also one thing. Fine. So like when you started upskilling, like you must have started with certain module, right? So what was the structure you followed?
The structure I followed is like I told, I have a person who mentored me like in every step of my this like upskilling. So I have started with Python to start with. Then in my engineering itself, I have like had this probability and statistics and the maths part and all. It's like very well covered in my engineering. So I started brushing up those things, the whole math part, like probability, statistics, and all. And then like a Python, like complete Python, advanced Python. Until that I have done. And once this basic part is done, then I started learning like some data visualization one. So this is like a very basic to start with. Once I'm good with the Python and all data analytics part, then I jumped into machine learning. So machine learning like specialization, it is like complete, like all about every algorithm I have like in a very clear structured manner. Like the even the math part also I have learned it. And then once I completed my machine learning, I have learned deep learning and then like computer vision. So then I started applying for internships.
Great. So which was the most difficult module you faced and how did you overcome that difficulty level?
Like in my upskilling.
Yes, yes.
So in my upskilling, Python and like data visualization part I told, right? So until then it was good. When I started learning algorithms, so it's been like we have to understand the algorithm part such that like which input it takes and which output it gives. So if it is like it's just 4 or 5 lines of code, but if we started implementing it, it's like a 4 or 5 lines of code and it's already algorithm is there, we will implement that. But we have to go into that like experimenting part of it, like which input it takes, which output it gives, why it gives. If we are like taking out certain algorithm for certain problem, we have to sure enough like okay, this takes this input and this gives it, it will set into our like project or not. That is the most like difficult part to judge with because it's like very new. I really don't know which algorithm sets which problem. Yes,
Correct.
so that algorithm learning is the difficult one.
Correct. Correct. So according to my experience, I have come across many learners saying Python, will I be able to learn Python or not? Will I be being from a non-tech, non-coding background, will I be able to learn the programming language or not? So what is your say about the Python programming language in terms of its easiness and like in terms of learning for both coding or non-tech background people?
So Python actually some 4 or 5 years back, if this question had come, so it's like we have certain challenges in like solving Python questions. But now with the advancement of AI and like we have, if we are like Python very basic or like this Python, if it is like machine learning algorithms or deep learning algorithms, like it is like changing board like very fast. Today, if we have some algorithm, tomorrow something algorithm is coming. So in that we need upskilling. But when it comes to Python, very foundational level, with the advancement of AI, it's not a challenge for any like it's a coding or non-coding not to bother about. If we have like a correct usage of it, if we know the correct usage of it, if we post what there, that like ChatGPT or like Copilot or something will give you the answer. So I think it's not a much worry about thing now.
Great. Thank you. So, like, once you started for the in applying for internship, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, what are the process or procedures you followed? Uh, Till
Yeah.
now, like we talked about learning, right? But
Yeah.
let us talk about internship part. Like,
Actually,
what
actually,
procedures?
yeah, it's the most depressed part of my life, actually. To say it. Why? Why? Because see, I told like I have this gap in my like career, like until I have like learned data science like post 2 years, and like when I started learning and like completed, it's almost like 3 years. So 18 May I passed out, and this is like 21 May. So almost 3 years gap I have. So it's like getting the interview itself is the very big thing for them. Like, so I started like approaching all the people, because why depressed also, it's like 3 years, and most of my friends are settled by that time. Somebody had gone to abroad, and they are very good in that, they are doing something, and like even the people in India also like very settled by that time, because 3 years anybody can say like it will, they will come into some subtle position. But at that time I was like applying it. So that depression on one side, and then the other depression is like not getting any calls, because I have this gap, I'm no more a fresher. That is the biggest challenge. So what happened is like I started approaching all my friends and friends of friends and all, and then I started like many others they are doing now. I have done that time, like I started cold messaging everyone. So
Correct.
first I start like on LinkedIn. Look, first I started with the same message like to everyone. Like this had done for 10 days or something. Then I started like, okay, this will not going to work. Then like what are the job posters we will be seeing, right? So that particular job skills will be there. So that particular job skills, if any of the skills are matching me, then I approach that particular person like your job skill is like this one is there. So have the same skill. So I think I'm a fit. So please, like it's like one person will solve particular problem and the other person will solve particular problem. If we have same message to everyone, that is not going to work. That I
Correct.
learned from my experience. So it's like I used to specialize it. Okay, your company is solving so and so problem, I have so and so skills matching, so please take me. It's like I used to send this message. I had like almost 100 above people. I have like same, like I have done this specialized every day. I just do this. So someday, like through friends of friends also I am approaching, and like one person like had the similar struggle of me, like did a master's in some other domain and like had come into this data science. So that person had helped me, and like he told he's in my present company that time, he's like a data analytics officer. So that person told, okay, I'll give you an interview, but you have to clear it. Then like I thought having interview itself is the biggest thing first. I
Correct.
grabbed that opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, so messaging 100 people. So how was the experience? Like every day you used to wake up and plan how to message, whom to message, what to message. How was that experience?
Actually, I have to share this like Rahul Mishra of CloudyML, right? That time
Correct.
CloudyML is like very new. It's like it
Hmm.
started that time itself. Like it's like very new. It's like some months old. So
Hmm.
it's like 2 months or 3 months old, and like I started like Rahul Mishra also I approached at that time.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hey
Hmm.
Rahul, like I have this and all, like I have seen some like, because it's like a team building that time. I told him that like I have seen intern position, like will you take me? Only it's like a very starting. I have also started like it's like that, like very starting, and like very few people used to reply me back, and Rahul is one of the few that time to reply me back. Like like he had like reacted very positively. Okay, yeah, Anusha, like but unfortunately this intern position had been filled up, but see this and all, like he reacted very positively. That time when we're cold messaging, right, if it is a positive or negative like outcome, we will not bother, but some like getting something from them, like it is like a most difficult thing, and like yeah, that will increase the morale of the person it is trying. So yeah,
Correct,
I got
correct,
like Rahul had like replied me that time. That's the
correct,
thing. Even
correct.
now, like
Thanks.
he had got like approached me and like I have seen your journey. Like it's like very good. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So basically, you see, it becomes our uh, basic things to, suppose someone is approaching us, right? Either if you can help, then also you need to reply. If you cannot help, then also you need to reply.
Yes.
Because someone who is messaging you has not randomly selected you to message you, right?
Correct. Yes.
Right. Out of need, out of curiosity or something, there can be so many reasons in the background. Because of that, someone has messaged you. So it becomes our responsibility. है ना? It's a
Yes.
basic responsibility to at least reply in whatever way you can
Yeah,
reply.
that will increase the boost, and that will give us boost. Okay, somebody is giving us reply, so we have to try this. This is working out, and it will
Correct,
increase
correct,
our morale also, because that will be the most depressed state. Like no, we are not getting calls. We are not like not getting anything like what we dreamt of. Yeah.
correct, correct, correct. So that is one of the best approach, like which you have shared your experience. See, like you have gone through the curriculum, like what are the skills required,
Yes.
right? And based on that, you framed your messages. That is also a art, actually. Okay, you have used your intelligence to frame that kind of, or that idea which has struck your brain, है ना?
Mhm.
So that is also comes through intelligence only. So that was actually a good technique which helped you get a job quickly.
Yes.
Fine, fine. So, like after internship, you must have tried switching job, correct? And so some other company.
No, no. Actually, I didn't try it because
Okay, so in that same company, you have continued.
yeah, because like that like internship is 6 months. So we have been told if we perform very good, we will be converting into full time. So along with me, whoever the people that joined is like it's like the college, from the college many people will come for an internship, right? So I joined with them. So it's like if you perform very good, then they will be like converting into full time. That time I didn't take a risk because I have this gap, and post this gap I'm having the 6 months internship. So with the 6 months internship, if we go out again, they will give internship only. So
Correct.
I didn't
Correct.
take the chance of losing the opportunity I got by having done so much hard work. So I thought
Correct.
like I will perform very good here and I will convert full time here. And yes, the atmosphere in our company will be very good. That's the reason I continued.
Correct. So that was one of the positive thing, like you got a dot, na, which you helped you connect with that. As an intern, you got connected to the company, and now you have grown in the same company. So that
Yes.
is also a very good thing. And like you yourself, like as you mentioned, I don't want to take the chance. That means that dedication from inside or within helped you actually grow in the same company.
Yeah.
So that is also one of the very good point. Okay, so what would be your suggestion for nowadays learner, those who are upskilling and are working hard to get a job? So how should they prepare for the interview?
So actually, when I'm preparing for interviews, right? So I have given like prior this like the present company also I have given some 3 or 4 interviews. So it's like second round, third round I used to go. Like if it is like a full time associate data scientist position, it is tough. Like I have given that 2 interviews and like this one for internship, so I cleared it off. That particular time, Akash is there, right? CloudyML CEO.
He is the
So
founder, yeah.
yeah. So he used to post the questions on LinkedIn that time. So he used
Correct,
to like tell like, okay, these are the questions, and like for this, these are the answers, and like every day he used to post. So I used to follow him that time. Okay, these are like when I'm preparing for the interview, I used to go into the Akash profile and check what are the questions he posted. I know it or not. I know it or not. It's like if I doesn't know anything, if I doesn't know that particular question, I used to go into Google and I have to like, okay, this for this particular question, if interview like the person will be posing me, what answer I will give. So yes, Akash questions like I used to go to like, okay, these are the questions, because he used to specifically like tell like, okay, for these companies, for this like a service company, or like for this product companies, these are the questions you will be getting. So if that particular company is like solving this problem, so you will be having this kind of like first round, second round, like many questions he used to post. So yes, that had helped me in my interviewing process, like to cross check, I know this question or not, I know this question or not. So if somebody is like doing now at this point, so what I tell is like be patient. That I can tell, because some people, like I know few people had approached me, like they like 1 month I prepared, I didn't get internship, 2 month I prepared, I didn't get internship. It will not happen like that. So we have to be, if we choose this path, we have to be patient enough. No matter with whom they are preparing, with whoever their mentor will be, but they have to be patient. They have to be resilient. Like if they come to in this platform for something, like 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, it's not a magic to happen overnight, because now
Correct.
everybody wants so fast. It's like I have seen some people approaching me like, I'm into 2 months into data science, I didn't get any interview calls, so what are the skills you have? I did like to google a data analytics or like something, this that and like some program, and like I no, it will not happen like that. We have to have good mentor with us, and we have to have like consistently preparing.
Correct, correct. So nowadays there are, like, scenarios, people are just taking some courses,
Yes,
either they attend that course or not. That is a secondary thing. They get a certificate and
certainly.
they keep on posting on LinkedIn. So that is definitely not going to work, because
Exactly.
companies are definitely uh, going to make their decision based on data. And if you don't have the perfect skills, nobody is going to hire you.
Exactly.
Correct. So correct. And thanks for sharing that point, which Akash sir was like, he was sharing the questions. So that LinkedIn questions. Nowadays, what we do now, we have clubbed up all those questions into a set of 400 questions and answers also be. At that point of time, because of your dedication and zeal to learn, you used to search the answers, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, what we do, we provide the answer also along with
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
So 400 questions in the format of PDF with answers we give them. So of course
Okay.
nobody can ask out of 400, right? If it
Exactly.
is asked also, it can be relatable.
Yes. Yes.
Correct. Yeah. So that is one of the biggest feature also you can talk, if in terms of our courses. है ना? So thank you for that, highlighting that point actually. So nowadays, like, as you already told, you were having 2 years of career gap, है ना? So people are coming to us, है ना? Yeah, because we are helping in upskilling. So there are a certain number of learners who have career gap, who comes from a non-tech background, non-coding background, है ना? Ideally, they have बिल्कुल zero knowledge
Hmm.
about coding. So they come with a lot of fear, and see, fear basically comes when you are not determined.
Hmm. Hmm.
Correct. Once you have that determination and zeal to learn, definitely you will find ways to do it.
Hmm.
Correct. So nowadays people are not that determined, but because data domain is on boom, lucrative salaries are there, impactful job is there, career growth is there. So nowadays everybody is into data domain, data domain, data domain, right?
Correct. Correct.
So what is your suggestion for these set of people? Like what they should do, or what kind of mindset they should have first to start with basic?
To start with basic, it's like if you are like if you are seeing salary and we are coming to data domain, if you are like because it's on boom, we are coming like that particular person is coming into data domain, then I think going with the time they will be demotivated and they will be like switching their like job, or again, or otherwise they will be like, no, it's not it's not having like it's not working with us. Because one should be fascinated enough
Correct.
like to get into data science domain. If it is because something like, okay, some of their friend had gone into data science domain and it's like doing very good and like earning very good, and if we want to come, then it's not going to work out like that, I can tell. Because we have to be fascinated enough with the kind of problems we solve in data science. It's a
Correct.
real
Correct.
world problems whatever we will be solving. It might be search, it might be recommendation engine or something else that will bring us deal. Okay, we have to, because there will be pressure also with that kind of salaries, we have to handle that. It's because like we are getting good salary and like we doesn't want pressure, and like after coming into this, oh, so much of pressure is there, we could not able to handle it and all. No, it's not going to work out like that. We have to have that fascinating thing in us, otherwise like we will get demotivated in 2 year 3 year or something.
Correct, correct. And what about those people who are having, like, the fear that I cannot do itself? See, actually, because based on my conversation and based on my knowledge, I feel like upskilling is easy if
Hmm.
you are if you are with someone who can guide you perfectly.
Correct, correct. It's very true. It happened in my case.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct. So those who have fear, of course, they should come out of that zone, है ना? And
correct.
find a good mentor, find a good course which can actually help them learn perfectly, and then help them also in finding or helping, getting a job quickly. Correct. Fine. So nice. You have shared lot of information with us. And anything still you would like to convey to learners, then you can.
Yeah, I have shared everything. Like we have to have this fascination on data science, and like we have to have that. And learning is also one part, and after learning also interviewing experience is different part, and after interviewing experience we have to learn continuously. It's not like we get in interview and like yes, it's not like it's completed and all. If learning is like, if I think in 2020 I learned machine learning, so it's like okay, I got into job, it's done. No, learning should be continuous. Unless we are in job or like we are not, we are in the preparation or not, that should be consistent. If that is consistent, then we will be in a safe, actually safe environment we can be.
Correct. Correct. So thank you for giving your time to us and sharing such a inspiring journey of yours. Fine, definitely it would inspire the learners, those who are planning to upskill or those who are into upskilling into data domain. So thank you, Anusa, for coming to the platform and sharing such a kind of information with us. So everyone, thank you so much for watching the podcast. We'll meet again in another podcast.